Hey students, we are at the end of the review for Unit 2 test. Let's take a look at the last two questions. Number 5, right here, it says use the picture graph below to answer the question. This is the graph right here, and it's asking you to write a comparison word problem based on the pictograph above. Now, an example of that could be compare the number of pets Gary and Malik each have. Who has more or who has less? Any type of question that is calling on you to compare, because the word comparison is here, two different people's pets would work. You could say compare the number of pets Isaac and Christian, have. Who who has more, who has less. It doesn't, essentially matter. Whatever you want it to be, you could write it. Uh, a really cheap way to answer this question is to go right over here. You see this one? You just answered this question not so long ago, right? And it says, what is the difference between the greatest number of pets and the least number of pets? Did you see that? Isn't that a word problem that require you to compare two different, people's pets? Hey, there's the question right here. Write something extremely similar to that would totally work. Okay? Please do not try to copy this word by word. It would be an extremely poor way to show your teacher that you did not think at all. And instead, you went the easy way out. You wanted the easy way out and you just copied. We do not want to see this word, word for word. Don't do that, please. Okay, let's look at the last question. The graph below shows the number of students in Miss Lin's classroom each year. Okay, look over here. 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012. The question is stating or asking, how many students do you think Miss Lin had in her classroom in 2008? Explain. Oh, the number 2008, the year 2008. Is it on a graph? Wait, it's not. So how am I supposed to figure out how many kids she had in 2008? We are supposed to make a prediction here using the information that is given. That is what you are asked to do. You are supposed to predict, okay? You're telling me what you think, and you have to explain your thinking. So tell me what you think. As long as you can explain it well, you got the question correct. But the difficult part is your explanation must make sense. It must make mathematical sense. So let's see. This is what I would do. I would come up here and write each year students. 2009, probably 10, it's 10 right there. 2010, I would say 16, right above 15, just a little bit up over. 2011, 21, 2012, 22. Hey, what can I tell from this trend here? Every single year, is Miss Lin getting more kids or fewer kids? We always want to look at that. That is one of the first things you should realize, that she is getting more and more kids. Think about it this way. This is like a roller coaster going up, right? Going up. So since the roller coaster is going up, we are adding students each year. Look at how the number is getting larger. So the year is 2008. It should fall, if I was graphing it, somewhere here, right? I predict that in 2008 there were fewer than 10 kids. Fewer than 10. Now, why would I make this prediction? Because in 2009 there were 10 kids. And each year after that, the number of students did increase. Therefore, in 2008, I would predict that the number of students was less than 10. So pick any number that was less than 10. Let's say 9. That would work. 8. That's still less than 10, right? Because I think it should be here somewhere, the bar. Even 4. That would work. That's less than 10. Now, Should you pick a number like 20? You could, but you must defend your answer. You really need to explain it. Okay, if if your explanation was like she had a huge class that year, that could make sense. But according to the trend we are looking at, really, she's getting more and more kids. We expect this number to be less than 10. So this number that we're trying to find, I really think it should be less than 10. That's what I would write. Okay. In the explanation part, you just need to simply tell them and write out in English that there are more kids or more students every year. 2008, see, the year 2008, you know, should be less than 10 students. That's what I think. That's what Mr. Wang would think. Now, you don't have to think this way, but if you write any number that's larger than 10, you need to write a very solid explanation. And if you put 12, you could say, hey, she had a larger class that year. That's what I think. But would that make mathematical sense? That question, you got to answer it. And you have to think about it before you put a number down. That is why I would pick a number that is less than 10. So the line would look consistent from 2008 all the way to 2012. Thank you so much for listening. Good luck on your test.